How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 8 days left until the game's released on December 7th, and once again, guys, wow, in just 8 short days, we are all going to have our hands on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I cannot wait. A week from today, I will be waiting to go to the midnight launch for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so if you guys are also going to go to a midnight launch, or if you guys are downloading it at midnight, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'd love to hear about it. So what we're going to do today is we are not going to talk about a leak, but instead we are going to talk about the top 5 best newcomers from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, we are not going to be talking about Echo Fighters, and we are not going to be talking about the DLC fighter, Piranha Plant, just because we already know he is the best newcomer, so we're just not going to talk about him in this video because that wouldn't even be fair. That being said, there are only 6 characters that we are going to talk about, so I am going to rank them in my personal favorite order, so make sure you guys take this with a grain of salt and realize that my opinion might be different than yours. So guys, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the list. So coming in at number 5, we have Incineroar. Now, I really like Incineroar. I want to get that out there really quick. I started with Litten in both Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I just don't think that he is one of the most important newcomers on this list. I think that his moveset looks really cool, and I think that overall he's going to be a really fun character to play, but I just don't really like his Smash iteration. Sakurai did a fantastic job making the character, but honestly, I'm just not a huge fan of him. I feel like they should have incorporated a different character like Decidueye or Zeraora, but we do know that Sakurai decided to include Incineroar because he wanted to try his hand at making a wrestler in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and since Incineroar is like a pro wrestler, that's like his gimmick, that's why Incineroar ended up making it into the game. Although, another reason I really don't like Incineroar is because, once again, it's another fire type. We already have Charizard as our fire type, and I really wish that they added in Decidueye just because we already have a fully evolved fire type, a fully evolved water type, and I really thought that it would be cool if we also had a fully evolved grass type, just to kind of like complete the original trio. I don't know, I hope that doesn't sound too weird, but I don't think Incineroar has as much of an impact as any of these other characters, and I think that although he is cool, he earns a spot at number 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4, we have Ridley. Now guys, at first, I really struggled with this because I really did want to put Ridley at number 5, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But for now, let's talk about why I decided to put Ridley so low on this list. Basically, the reason Ridley is so low is because, first of all, I don't have an emotional attachment to him. For years, I have watched as fans have outcried to get Ridley into the game. I've seen Smash 4 mods of Ridley being put in, and everybody just loving Ridley, and everyone being so excited when Ridley was revealed to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I just don't share in that same hype. I really don't have any attachment to the Metroid Prime series, so I've never really had an in-game encounter with Ridley. The first time I even really had a real experience with Ridley was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl when you did the Subspace Emissary and you fought Ridley as a boss. Now, don't get me wrong, Ridley is super cool, but at the same time, he's not the Ridley that I know and love. He's not the big flying dragon from Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary that would fly around and attacked Captain Falcon and Samus and all them. He's just not that anymore. He was scaled down so much that I just don't really like him. Also, I got to play as him. I went to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tailgate Tour, and I have played as Ridley before, and I really do not like the way he plays. A lot of the professional players are saying that Ridley is going to be bottom tier, and at this point, I'm pretty inclined to agree with them. So guys, for all of those reasons, that is why I thought I was going to put Ridley at number 5. However, I am extremely happy that Ridley did make it into the game, even though he isn't super competitive, and I do look forward to playing him again once we get the game a week from tomorrow. Coming in at number 3, we have King K Rool. Now guys, I know that right away, a bunch of people are going to click the dislike button just because everyone's like, oh, King K Rool is by far the best character, like everybody loves King K Rool, and guys, I don't disagree with you, I love King K Rool too. King K Rool is awesome, and I'm super glad to see him make it into the game. However, there are just 2 more characters that I'm much happier to see join, and let me get into that. So as you guys know, King K. Rool has not been in that many games. He was in a couple Donkey Kong games, he was in Mario Super Sluggers, and I think he was in a boxing game at one point. I don't really remember, but I just don't really, once again, have any attachment to King K. Rool. Growing up, I used to love playing games like Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2, but King K. Rool just never really stood out to me. The reason that I started to want King K. Rool in Smash was because a buddy of mine wanted him, and he wanted him because a bunch of people on the internet were saying that they wanted him. So that's why I started to want King K. Rool, because I thought that he'd have a super unique moveset, and he does. I love the way that King K. Rool plays. He's super funny, he has a great moveset, and they represented him so well, and I just love that about what Sakurai can do with it. But once again, I don't have a huge attachment to him. King K. Rool is not one of those characters that I think is super memorable like Mario, or Link, or Ryu, or Sonic, or anyone like that. King K. Rool is just a piece of nostalgia that I love very, very much, and I'm very happy he's in the game, but at the same time, he's just not one of my favorite characters, which is why he earns a spot at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Simon Belmont. Now, originally, I'm not going to lie, I was going to put King K. Rool in the number 2 spot and put Simon Belmont in the number 3 spot, but I have been watching the Castlevania anime on Netflix, so right now I am super hyped about everything Castlevania, and I cannot wait to play Simon. So the reason that Simon is so high up on this list, first of all, is because I love the Castlevania series. I remember when I was younger, I had a Game Boy and we could play Castlevania on it, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I loved playing as all of the Belmonts and using the whip, and now to see them in Smash is just huge. Now, I'm not going to say that Simon is everybody's favorite character, but what I will say is that Simon Belmont made the biggest impact on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He's the big third-party character on this roster. I mean, look at it this way, Simon Belmont is the only third-party character ever to bring along another character with him from that same franchise. He got an Echo Fighter because Sakurai realizes how important Castlevania is to gaming history, and I just cannot wait to pick up these characters who are the very first whip users in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I just can't wait to play as them, and I know that you guys can't wait either. And before we get into number 1, guys, we are going to do an honorable mention just because there are only 6 characters, so if I did the top 6 characters, this character would have made the list. So the character I'm giving an honorable mention to is Isabelle. Now, I know a lot of people really love Animal Crossing and they really love Isabelle, but I'm just not one of those guys. I've never been able to get into Animal Crossing. I used to try on the GameCube, but I just really don't like the way the games work. I just can never get into them. Now, again, this is all my personal preference, but I don't really like that Isabelle is in Smash. First of all, she's too cute. Like, I am not going to feel happy fighting this cute little dog that should not be in a fighting game. Like, I can't wait to beat up on King K. Rool and Ridley, but beating up on Isabelle is just going to make me very sad because, god dang it, that dog is so cute, and it's going to make me so sad to see her launched off the stage. So for that reason, Isabelle is in fact our honorable mention. And now, guys, here we are, the number 1 spot, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys didn't even remember that this character was in the game. However, the best character to join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a newcomer, in my opinion, is the Inklings. So guys, as we know, Splatoon is one of Nintendo's biggest franchises now, and it just recently came out. Nintendo loves Splatoon, just like all of us do. I love playing Splatoon, which is why I'm so happy to see the Inkling make it into Smash. I really like the way that Inkling plays, and Inkling is going to be one of the characters that I do end up maining in the game. I got to play with her a little bit at the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tailgate Tour, and I automatically fell in love with her moveset. The way she moves and like the way she uses all of her ink and like she turns into a squid is just amazing, and I can't wait to lab this character and end up getting really good with her just because Inkling is so awesome. Also, Inkling has 8 awesome different color variants, so if I ever choose random and get any color of Inkling, I'd be really happy just because I think that she looks good in any costume she's in. But guys, once again, these are all my opinions on the top 5 best Super Smash Bros. Ultimate newcomers, but I want to hear yours, so go ahead and let me know in the comment section your top 5 list. Do you guys agree with mine? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.